Check it. Negan ain't the only one that's good with a bat.
NERDSoul.
Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today we have Talk Shop, where we bring hip hop, geek, put it together, and talk about some comics. Now, you may have remembered a while back I talked about Penumbra on Shades of Vengeance Comics, and I got a chance to get into a couple more of their books, so we're going to be getting into them over the next couple of days. And I wanted to talk about Lacuna Revelation. And what I'm really digging about how Shades of Vengeance handles this is that they just throw you in. They don't do like this long, drawn out kind of origin. They give you a couple of pages to strap yourself in and they just go. We find out Chris is this young boy that does have some powers, and they call them empowered. But, you know, he's definitely not feeling it at school. Definitely everything's not okay at home, but he's kind of feeling like he should become a vigilante, a hero, and all this stuff. And that's going to bring him into a lot of issues with, of course, his uncle, himself, school, and the therapist, because he's simply just missing out on kind of like the things that you should be doing. Like, he should be going to school, should be going to his therapist, should be attending, you know, his pep rallies and stuff at this stage in his life. But he enjoys the late nights, he enjoys the hunt, he enjoys kind of getting the retribution or fighting for the little guy or getting something back. And that ties into maybe something that he's missing at home. And a very good part of this book is where Penumbra makes her interest, and I love it. They meet each other on a rooftop and they play this interesting game where she sees that this kid is coming up. This kid is trying to do, quote, what's right. And she wants to test him out, feel him out, and show him that, you know, good and evil aren't always stark white and black or a stark contrast to each other. There's many shades of gray, and there could be someone doing good for bad reasons and someone doing bad for good reasons. And her playing around with him, showing him that he's not ready, helps him a whole lot. And one of the main ways is that she shows him where the fight is, because a lot of times he thinks that the fight is right in front of his face in the projects, in the hood, in the ghetto. But she's like, you know, a lot of that stuff is fallout from what's going on over here in downtown, and where the ritzy, nice glass and the beautiful lights are. And it just changes his perspective and lets him know that maybe he wasn't ready, and also mentally wasn't prepared for what was to come, you know, stepping into this whole hero role. Now, there is some other cool stuff I want to get to as far as this book is concerned, and the way it handles Chris and his transition, because he does kind of come through a rebirth. But first, Kyo Brand is going to help us pay them bills. Oh yeah, check that link below. Hat, shirts, hoodies, all that jazz. And once you find something you like, of course, cop it. So we got this kid, Chris. He's decided, I'm not gonna go to school. I'm not gonna go to therapy. I wanna fight, you know, the bad guys. I wanna bring justice. I wanna be a vigilante. And he goes back and forth with his Uncle Joe about just how to do that. You know, he thinks he should stay in school. He doesn't even know about the hero stuff. And he decides to just run away, just move out, just leave. And you can see the toll that it takes on him. So even though we're rushed through the beginning of the book, they spend a lot of time showing how he's dealing with just leaving, with being a hero, with being sure of himself. And we find him at an impasse, or maybe at a turning point, where he fights someone in the downtown area who is a little more established and also is another empowered. And he ends up he gets tossed up. I mean, the boy gets straight tossed up. And Penumbra has to come in, give him some help, and they kind of sort of work together. And you see him feeling out his powers, which I do enjoy. But he learns a big lesson, a very big lesson about just because you have powers, just because you have a slight handle on your powers, doesn't mean that you're going to win. Doesn't mean that you're just, just because you're the good guy doesn't mean that you're just going to come in there and hit people with justice. It just doesn't work like that. And Penumbra drives that home. And after getting that beat down, after, facing, facing a lot of fists, facing a lot of feet, and facing the pavement multiple times, he decides to kind of, I guess, change course a little bit, go back to basics, learn how to fight, learn how to, I guess, use the mechanics of his power and reconnect with his uncle. And one thing I'm really digging about this book is that we find out that just like with the bad guys where Penumbra was talking about, it's not black and white as far as who's good and who's bad. It's not black and white about whether he should leave or go. He should be at home. This is where his, home is where the heart is. So this is where he's getting his love. This is where he's getting his comfort. This is where he's getting his care from the family member who loves him due to what's happened in his past. And he can also seek out training and become better as a vigilante, as a hero, but take steps and not just dive head first because he's just not ready. So guys, have you checked out Lacuna Revelation? I'm kind of digging it. I'm feeling what Shades is doing with this one. I want to see what the journey of this kid goes on. He's decided to go as Lacuna in the street, but his name is Chris, and maybe he just wants to be Chris for a little while longer. So holla at me, I'm gonna holla at you. Down in them comments, let's talk Lacuna Revelation. Shades of Vengeance is putting together some pretty cool books. I got 2 more to get through during these next couple days, and I think you're gonna dig them. So before I bounce, I'm gonna tell you guys to head up ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right, check me out right there. All my videos from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then head up shop.ThatNERDSoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt player. Don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right, there's no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. So, LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves. Please be good to each other. And remember, just because you can teleport does not mean that you can get the drop on anybody. Peace.